Conference tournament coming up for the Yellowjacket baseball team this week in Portland. Bryon, this is the third straight year the Jackets are headed to the conference tournament. What's the vibe going around the team right now?
We're really excited. It's the first couple of years here. It didn't go so well. The last 3 years being some of the best years we've had in the program. It's been pretty special, and I know all the guys are, really excited to get down there and, play. We've been playing some really good baseball, so I think the overall vibe is just a whole lot of excitement.
Yeah, talk about the way that the team's been playing. 9 wins in your last 12 games. You guys have found ways to win series, even in a couple series where you lost the first game, won 3 straight, and then against Central Washington finished with a doubleheader sweep.
Yeah, I think all year it's been a real up and down year, but I think something that we have proven throughout the whole year is, we fight, we never give up, and we know how to handle adversity. We've had a ton of injuries through the year, but people just continuously step up, whatever role they're in. We've been playing really good as of late. We've really been pitching better. There was a time there where, especially in our bullpen, we struggled. The offense has been good all year. So I just see that continuing. And now that we're pitching good and playing some good defense, I think we're heading in the right direction for the weekend.
How much do you lean on the experience that guys like yourself and Adam Cox, Tanner Watson, guys who have been to this tournament before, Cody Cooper, pitched you guys to a win last year in the tournament? How much does that play in? How much do you lean on that?
Yeah, I think we lean on it big time. Even Casey Merritt and Zach Robinson, just at the top of our order. Most of the seniors, they have a big role in this year. Out on the field and having that experience, everyone's gonna be a little nervous, but when you've been there before, you kind of know what to expect, and having that and our starting pitchers and the guys at the top of the order, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I think just a testament to what the program's been able to accomplish over the last 3 seasons, and we're excited to give ourselves an opportunity to get into the conference tournament again. I don't think there's any better baseball than tournament play. You're playing for your lives every day to extend that season, and with our program never winning the conference tournament before, I think our guys have a lot to play for.
We talked about it after the doubleheader sweep on Saturday, but the team's probably playing its best right now. You've won your last 3 series, won 9 of your last 12 games. What do you attribute to that?
Just the guys finally trying to settle in. I think we've kind of gotten to a groove. They're picking each other up. Offensively, we've been pretty sound. In our pitching staff, we've found a few key players here late that have been giving us some solid innings out of the relief roles. So I think there's a lot of guys that have some confidence going into the tournament, and we like our chances when we get over there.
You'll face Western Oregon Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Talk about facing the Wolves, a team that you played some close games with, but won the season series against you.
Yeah, very good team. Very well coached. I think you look at Western; they do all the small things right, and that's what we have to do as a club going out there is play our style of baseball, execute, and I think going into it playing the number 1 seed. Like I told our guys, those guys kind of have the target on their back, and if you want to beat the best, you got to play them early, and hopefully we get an opportunity to get ourselves in the winner bracket after the first game.
You'll be able to hand the ball to Cody Cooper. Guys like Casey Merritt have been here before, Zach Robinson. Your leadership core has been in this conference tournament last year, the year before it. How much do you think that weighs into it?
Plays a very large role. All of our seniors have been there all 3 years. They know what to expect. They've had a bad taste in their mouth leaving that conference tournament for 2 years in a row now. So we're going to lean heavily on those guys to not only play well for us, but just to give us that leadership that they've been giving us all season long.
Do you approach it any differently, considering you're facing Western Oregon in 1 game instead of a 4-game series, and then your decisions will likely change depending on your next opponent? How does the strategy change there?
I think as a head coach, that's what you get to pay the big bucks for, man. You get into a conference tournament, anything can happen. I think you just have to go at it that you're going to win the game present at hand, and you figure it out after that game's over with. So a lot of strategy obviously comes into play going into the tournament, and I like every guy. We have a lot of different options, and playing them in a 1-game set, I think anything can happen.